What up? How's it going? So today we're watching One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And for me, this is an interesting one because this is something my mother used to refer to a lot. And the thing is, she used to refer to a lot of movies that like were part of her life that she thought were classics. But we watched those, and for the most part, we watched them together. I can remember watching Do the Right Thing with my mom, The Godfather, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Coolie High, like all these films are important to her. This one, we've never like ever got around to it. And I do wonder if it has something to do with the themes. I'm not sure if that's the case, but I'll find out from watching this. I do enjoy it. I know going in, this is a classic, but I don't know anything about the plot. I do like that. That's kind of enjoyable. It's like this mystery to it, and it makes me like ready to watch it. So let's go ahead and get this started.
Good morning, Miss Ratchet.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ratchet.
Yeah, my mom always referred to this woman.
Morning, Mr.
No idea who she was.
Morning.
Oh,
Medication time.
yeah, I know about that.
Medication time.
Anybody who's a millennial that had ADHD or ADD ever had to come down to the principal's office. And they used to have us in line and be like, all right, basically open our mouth and just toss pills in it. Some Ritalin for you. They looking at him like, boy, you fool. Not in a good way either.
God damn, boy, you're about as big as a mountain. Look like you might have played some football. What's your name?
He can't hear you. He's deaf and dumb Indian.
Well, the real reason that you've been sent over here is because they wanted you to be evaluated.
Yeah.
To determine whether or not you're mentally ill.
Well, as near as I can figure out, it's because I, fight and fuck too much.
In the penitentiary?
No. You know what? But, between you and me, she might have been 15. Would you get that little red?
You've been faking it in order to get out of your work detail.
Uh-huh.
What do you think
I was thinking that from the beginning. This smooth talking son of a bitch.
Well, Doc, let me just tell you this. I'm here to cooperate with you 100%. 100%. I'll be just right down the line with you. You watch. Because I think we ought to get to the bottom of R.P. McMurphy.
Everything I've seen Jack Nicholson in, it's like, this is a very Jack Nicholson-ass performance.
Mr. Martini?
Wait, is that Danny DeVito? Dog, I didn't even realize that was him.
Perhaps, but you see, the only thing I can really speculate on, Nurse Ratchet, is the very existence of my life, with or without my wife.
I didn't realize he was in this too.
To another, the form and the content.
Artie, why don't you knock off the bullshit and get to the point?
I know that voice from anywhere. Marty.
I'm talking about God, the devil, hell, heaven. Do you understand? Finally!
Yeah, Artie, you're so fucking dumb.
I completely understand what he's saying.
They're all crowding in on you, Mr. Harding. They all ganging up on you.
Is that news?
No, they sometimes
right?
want to gang up on me too, but
Cheswick, do me a favor.
Huh?
Take it easy.
Take it.
And stay off my side.
He's not helping this case at all.
I don't want to hear it.
Please, no, Justice Junior.
I'm tired.
Yo, Jack Nicholson, look like the fuck.
I'm tired. All right, Nancy. You'll be better in the morning. You know you're tired. We're all tired.
Oh, man.
It's a lot of baloney. You're not tired, Mancini.
They were all acting their ass off in that scene. I enjoy every character on here. The man in the robe, I understand what he's saying. I do also understand why they're sick of him. But the nurse still don't get her yet. She looked at him like she don't trust him, but she doesn't even know him. And I'm talking about Jack Nicholson's character.
Raise up your arms. Raise the ball up in the air, Chief. Raise it up.
McMurphy.
Brother
what
man
are you
looking at
talking to
him like,
for? He can't hear a fucking thing.
Up. That's it. That's it. Up. All the way up. Jump up in the air and stuff that son of a bitch in there, Chief. Take the rest, Chief. Just
he's wildin', and I don't think he belongs there.
I got him, Chief.
I bet it died.
Hilarious.
If you break it in half, you don't get 2 nickels. You get shit. Scanlon, who's pitching the opener?
Medication?
He's just talking to everybody like they regular. They're all, everyone around him is clearly, they have mental challenges. And I mean, he just asked my man, who's pitching the opener? Like, like, sir, my mind.
Yeah, I know, but you think we might ease it down a little bit so maybe the boys didn't have to shout? Huh?
What you probably don't realize is that we have a lot of old men on this ward who couldn't hear the music if we turned it lower.
They don't want to hear it.
I'm not getting upset, Miss Bilbo. It's just that I don't want anyone to try and slip me saltpeter.
Saltpeter. They used to say they give that to you in boot camp.
What I'd like to suggest is that we change the work detail tonight so that we can watch the ball game.
So, all those in favor, raise your hands.
That's it. Come on, let's...
Well, Mr. McMurphy, I only count 3 votes, and that's not enough to change ward policy.
Look, come on. I can be pushed just so far, see? You touch me once more. Just touch me once more. Just once more, huh? Just once more. Just touch me once more.
Game, Hardy.
Dad.
I'm gonna take this fucking thing, I'm gonna put it through the window, and me and my buddy Cheswick are gonna go out through the hall, downtown, sit down in a bar, wet our whistles, and watch the ball game.
This is the dumbest plan I've ever heard in my life. Maybe he is, maybe he should be there. I find this fucking hilarious for the fact that all of these people are in there for mental issues, and he's the one that looks crazy as fuck.
Well, I was in love with her.
Your mother told me that you never told her about it. Wasn't that the first time you tried to commit suicide?
Kay, you know, if Billy doesn't feel like talking...
This is the question we all want to know.
Why are you pressing him?
Yeah, this is how we all feel.
There are 18 patients on this ward, Mr. McMurphy, and you have to have a majority to change ward policy. So you gentlemen can put your hands down now.
Oh, that's grimy.
Want to watch the World Series?
Nah.
Bancini,
One of them might
course.
whoop his ass.
What do you say? You
if
want
he
to
be
watch the ball game
pushing on him
TV?
like that.
Huh? You're 1 vote. That's all we need. Just raise your hand up and your buddies can watch the baseball game.
He's like, yes, yeah, I'm out.
When the meeting was adjourned, the vote was 9-9.
Damn.
Come on.
Double, he's in there, Martin. Look at Richardson, he's on second base. Kovacs is in big fucking trouble. Big trouble, baby.
This is
All
dope.
right. It's going.
She seems more offended that he's reaching them, because even when the black dude was out there watching him play basketball, he was like, why are you even trying to show him he can't do it? It seems like they have a system set in place and they don't want that system changed.
She likes a rigged game, you know what I mean?
Right.
All right, push.
Oh, this is stupid. Yo, he's about to take off. He's wilding. This is stupid for bad reasons. He taking a bunch of mentally challenged people just out and about. All this stimulus that they've been away from. Please don't tell me that's a 15-year-old.
You all crazy?
He shook his head like,
You take it.
His motivations for doing it may be off, but at the end of the day, he's treating them like humans.
Like that.
Yeah, he about to take her. He about to take her from you, Matt.
What's the matter? Fishing don't grab you?
Yo, he fishing all right. He's fishing all right. Like, I'm looking at this case, and I don't see them being a danger to themselves and others.
Mac? Hey!
I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon like a motherfucker. They're clearly dangerous to themselves and others.
I got it! Give it to me. Hey, Hardy! I'm the skipper of this boat. I'm going straight enough. Now, Chesney, stop it! It's my duty! Chesney, stop it!
He slapped him with the mittens on his head.
Take him over! Take him over! That's it now, play your boy!
Like, this is a dope ass scene, man.
Well, the funny thing is that the person that he's the closest to is the one he dislikes the most.
Oh, sure.
That's you, Mildred.
So I'd like to keep him on the ward. I think we can help him.
All right, Martini, get it back, back. I'm in the open. What are you doing? You
Yo, Martini is hilarious, man. Martini don't give a damn.
Hey, baby, put it in.
Oh, let's go, Chief. Big Chief.
Oh, get down there. Hey. Hey, get down there.
Chief just walked. He
Now look, I'm voluntary here. See, I'm not committed.
I figured that.
I don't have to stay here. I mean, I can go home anytime I want.
Yeah, I figured that.
You're not. You're no crazier than the average asshole out walking around on the streets, and that's it.
May I have my cigarettes, please, Miss Ratchet?
You sit down, Mr. Cheswick, and wait your turn.
Piss on your fucking rules, Miss Ratchet!
Sit down, will you, Cheswick?
I want you to know something right here and now, Miss Ratchet. I know little kid. You want sister, don't you? I want something done. I want something done.
Oh my God. Every single one of these moments of chaos on screen, once again, it's done so well. It's like clean. It's not all muddled, but I just feel the chaos. Then they had to get motherfuckers from a whole nother floor.
You hear me too?
Yeah, you bet.
Chief been flogging this whole time.
Chief.
Huh? What is Chief doing here?
What's us two guys doing in this?
Don't say us two. He not like you. They about to inject him?
Hey, this won't hurt and it'll be over in just...
They giving him electrotherapy? Look at that shit. That shit look like a Scientology audit machine.
Last time I seen my father, he was blinding the satyrs from drinking. I'm not saying they killed him. They just worked on him the way they working on you.
Thank you. I believe this is your department, Mr. Turkle. Yes, it is. Hi, Rose.
He about to get Turkle fired than a motherfucker.
It's medication time. Medication time.
Yo, he's wildin'.
Ah, yes. That's right, Mr. Martini. There is an Easter bunny.
Yo, Martini walked over there with purpose. He said,
This bitch, Mike Murphy, what you trying to do? Get my ass really fine.
Exactly, man. You know how hard it was to get a good job like that? This old ass black man?
I'm sorry, man, but, you know, a man gets awful lonesome at night. You understand?
What if she say, all you had to do was call me?
Billy, I got $25. It says you were gonna burn this woman down.
Did he just decide not to go? Was that what that was? Oh, no. He about to get his ass fired like a motherfucker. I'd have act like they beat me up. I'd have been in there holding my head like, ah.
Aren't you ashamed?
Nah,
No, I'm not.
I'm good.
You know, Billy, what worries me is how your mother's going to take this.
Well, you don't have to tell her, Miss Ratchet.
Put Billy in Dr.
No,
Stevie's
no.
office.
No.
Stay with him till the doctor arrives.
No.
And then she looked at him like, see what you did? Yo.
Hey, what the hell is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what did he?
What the hell are you doing?
Oh. Oh, man.
Get these people out of here. Oh, Billy.
The movie got mad dark. They let that go on for so long, I thought he was going to end up killing her. I assumed, okay, he killed her. Holy shit.
Mr. Seatbelt, did everything go well?
Holy shit, he crushed her shit.
Oh, no.
Jim, I'm telling you, McMurphy is upstairs and he's as meek as a lamb.
Damn. They shocked the shit out of him and drugged him up. Oh, they gave him a lobotomy?
You're coming with me. Let's go.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, like he was like, they worked on him. Like he said that about his father. They worked on him. Like they're doing you. And I think he may have done that to his father. I don't know. Is he going to throw it through the window? Are they all going to escape? Or they just proud that he did it? First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification. If you're new, thanks for watching. And shout out to all the subscribers. Wow. Let's start with Jack Nicholson. I don't know if this is the movie that sets him off on the path to be who I know him as today. My first introduction to him being Batman as the Joker. Like, when that movie came out, that's what I saw him, and that's how I've known him. Like, that's my jumping off point. But I'm looking at that film. Comes out in 1975. And I don't know if this is the first one that made him who he is, but I'm looking at this, and he's in full Jack Nicholson mode. I made a statement during the reaction that when people mimic him, this is what they're mimicking, right? They may add a little bit of Joker in it, but this is what they're mimicking. Everything about him was on display in here. We're talking about his face, that distinct face. For one, it starts with his hairline, right? He has those eyebrows and those eyes. He has that smirk and that grin, right? And that laugh, his mannerism. This was all on display. He's synonymous with that, right? No one does that. So it's so distinct, we would notice it, right? So to see that on display in this, it was just, I mean, this movie was a vehicle for the Nicholson effect, right? Then to see all these young actors who I didn't know was in this. I didn't know Danny DeVito was in this, Christopher Lloyd. There was even some who I saw in there who, like, I know really well. I've seen them in a ton of films, but I can't recall their names. But the one that sticks out is who we get the last, like, vision of. It's the actor that played Chief. For 90% of the movie, he doesn't say a damn thing, maybe 95%. And when he says something, it's of so much importance when he says it. Down to the juicy fruit part, right? Because that's when you know, oh, wait, he can talk. And they do it at that moment. It's a surprise not just for McMurphy. It's a surprise for us, right? I liked how that was done, right? The flow of this movie was so well done, and it really shines when it comes to Chief, because you see him go through an arc. It almost at first seems, okay, this is about McMurphy, but it turns out it was about everyone in there, but specifically Chief. Chief made the biggest jump from where he started to where he ended. All the scenes of that we would call chaotic in this film was so great because it allowed you to laugh. You're looking at this like, what the fuck is going on? While knowing what's going on, right? Like, we can see it because it's so well manicured. The scene isn't done sloppy. It's like music playing, loud, people are being loud, people yelling over each other, people screaming, body parts flailing, and I could take in all of it. Does that make sense to what I'm saying? I'm watching all of this happen on screen and it's chaotic, but me as a viewer, I'm sensing that it's chaotic, but I'm able to retrieve all of it. It was so well done. We're talking about on the boat. We're talking about when the cigarette part happens. Like there were so many different moments where what would happen is it's almost like the dominoes when they fall on each other. Something would happen that would affect someone else, and then it would affect the other, and it would affect the other. What I liked is what you saw for those people who weren't all the way gone mentally in this, they were very sensitive, and that seemed to be the issue more than anything. It was a sensitivity thing. So the thing about that place is you're coming there for some sense of solitude, but now you're around all these other people seeking solitude, and you have Nurse Ratched not acknowledging that. She doesn't give a fuck about the solitude. She doesn't give a fuck about them needing to just be away from the stimulus for a while. And my thing was when she's like, oh, we need to play that music, and there's some people and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but all of them? And her game plan was like, I'm going to deal with all of them at the same time. Okay, makes sense. Let's say you got limited resources, limited time. I'm going to deal with that. But that's not going to work. And that goes to a point of, at that time and at that point, at that time and place, the institution was shit. Pills don't work. It's separation doesn't work. It's shock therapy doesn't work. It's a fucking lobotomy. And it's like, the reason we know it doesn't work is we have a man in there who, maybe there's theories to this. I would have to look at it later. But I don't think McMurphy, I think he really was gaming the system. And I'm looking at it like, fuck y'all leaving him in there for. Second, y'all know nothing's wrong with him and you're going to put him through all of that. Now, as I'm watching this, I know that name Nurse Ratched. I didn't know it was from this for a long time. But so the Nurse Ratched name, it's like you use it to say somebody has terrible bedside manner or something like that. So I'm watching this and I'm thinking, yo, this isn't that bad, right? Like right when I'm thinking, yo, the movie's almost done. Like she hasn't really done nothing I've seen too crazy. And when she pushed that young boy, Billy, to commit suicide, I'm sitting there like, holy shit, man. Holy shit. Once again, we get back to this sensitivity issue. It's like, yo, I don't tell my mom. She knew that was the issue for him. It's like, for whatever reason, girls and his mom, he had issues with that. And she kept pushing it. And she knew he was suicidal. It's the conversation she has with him. She knows he's suicidal and she still pushed it to that. I'm looking like, okay, that's what it is. And then the movie takes another turn. There was never a point until he was forced to release, until McMurphy was forced to release his hands from around her throat. There was never a point I wasn't sure that she was about to die. That scene was so well done. I was like, oh, he's about to kill her. I'm like, this movie is a comedy. You get to that point and it's about to go all downhill. Now they stave it off for a little bit. The darkest part of it. He lets go and I'm like, oh, okay. And when he comes back with those incisions in his head and the front part of his head sort of shaved, and I'm like, holy shit. What I saw was he was in a place where these people were being held and he was changing them. But then something happened. You find out, oh, they're not being held. Motherfucker, the ones who he was talking to that he was dealing with, they were voluntarily there. And so that's when you're like, oh, maybe he's interrupting and he's really being a bad influence. But the thing is, he's being a bad influence on a situation that was already bad. And that's where I get to the point where I'm like, McMurphy and Ratchet together, they caused the Billy situation. Together, they caused this outburst amongst the patients. Her and her strictness and what she's attempting to achieve and the way she's doing it and having them in a school circle, that's horseshit. But McMurphy coming in there and stirring things up and these people who really required the help, and we know they required because they're saying, yo, I require it. It's them pointing inward. He keeps saying, hey, let's go. And they're like, nah, you don't understand. I can't, man. Man. Like, I'm not even trying to seek some deeper meaning in this film as much as I was just entertained. Someone said, it's one of the later comments on the Shawshank Redemption reaction. Someone says they don't make films like this anymore. And I feel that way about this. This was just character after character after character. And I can see people throughout their life like, yo, this is my favorite character. I can see it changing up for people. So like to see all these characters, I'm like looking at this like, I get why this is revered as a film. Look at what the set is. They were in like 2 or 3 rooms the entire film. It's everybody acting their ass off. Martini, right? I'm looking at what Danny DeVito is doing with the character, and you can see how this led everybody off on these paths. Look at Christopher Lloyd's character. Like I'm looking at this, I'm like, holy they're acting their ass off. None of it was over the top. All of it seemed like a real mental patient. This is a hell of a movie. How long have I been talking? 17 fucking minutes. This is a hell of a movie, man. I enjoyed this. There wasn't a point where it lagged for me, where it was tiring. Dialogue like a motherfucker. Like, this is my type of shit. You know what I mean? I like action. I like sci-fi fantasy. But if it has some dialogue that's this fucking well done. I mean, there was no bullshit in this. There was no filler. I fuck with that. Next movie.